So we're going to create a planter vessel with the Revolve tool. So using Autodesk or using Fusion here, essentially what we're going to be creating is some sort of a planter vessel with a drip tray. These will be on two separate components. We'll put appearances on things like that later, but one of the things is we can take this really quite very far into the idea that we can even make this simple thing with using the exact same tools into something much more complex, like a basket or something to that effect. Or the same deal there. Very simple with a tray with some sort of textures or so on the outside, a little drippy on the bottom, whatever. But the idea is we are using Revolve to spin a profile, a sketch profile, to create both the vessel and the tray. And then we're going to use sketch and emboss, which is like extrude, only on a curvature, to create textures on the surface. Pretty straightforward. So I do want to show you all a quick run through. Homework will be at least get this far. So if you want to follow along, this is the really basic. I'll expect you to add to this. Now, I do want to also use this opportunity to explain a little bit more in detail how we're going to be using this whole new interface thing. Frankly, the part design is useful if you're making one single thing. The assembly design is for bringing a whole bunch of single parts and just importing them in. So pretty much going forward, you're going to select the hybrid design. You could always change this later, but I hope this starts as a default thing, but we're going to select hybrid design because that allows us to do both in the same project. And those of you that have worked with Fusion before, the hybrid design is the interface you're used to working with because it has the new components, things like that. But in this case, we're going to start. I'm just going to save this first. I use the 00 thing because it puts it to the top of the list. Make sure you put your name in. So
Did you still put 00 and then the name?
I do.
Oh.
You put your name only, not the 00.
Uh,
No, thank you for asking. The only reason I do this is so it goes to the top of the list so I can find it later. Make sure to only put your name, not the 00. And if I can spell, that'd be great. But what we're going to do, same deal. I'm going to use a sketch. And now this time I'm going to use the XZ axis. So the red and the blue, select that. So now it's like I'm working right in front, not down on a tabletop. I'm working out in front. And my marker's on the floor. And this is I'm just going to do for a reference box. I said to make this about 100 by 100, or I actually said make 100 by 120 by 100. So I'm going to use the box tool, 2-point rectangle. I'm going to start in the center, and I'm going to go up 100, and I'm going to go out to the side half of 100. So that would be 50. And I'm going to double click on that and hit X, or on my toolbox construction line, so it's just dots. And that's it, because I just want that as a reference size. Now I can make whatever the hell I want inside that box, and I know it'll be about the right size. So I'm going to start a second sketch right where that was. Now, make whatever you please. Something that looks kind of like a planter vessel. That could be super fancy. So, like, I could use the fit point spline to start somewhere at the top and make something kind of like some kind of fancy urn or something like that. Or it could just be a straight up and down kind of thing. I'm going to go with this one.
That's such a good idea, but I
You'll
don't
roll with
know
it.
to make it 3D.
That's okay. We'll figure it out. Now, one of the things is this is a super simple introduction, and then we'll make it complex later. So with this, I'm going to select that line, and I told you like 3 to 5 millimeters thick. Let's do exactly that, but instead of like having to do this by hand, use the offset tool. Let the computer do the work. Offset that line, and we'll go negative because it's going the other way. Let's say -3. I have the inside and outside lines already made. Now, what I probably should have done is before that is added a base, but we can always do it afterwards too. It's all right. I'm going to use a straight line because I want the bottom flat. If you didn't make it flat, that's okay. We'll fix that later. Or change it. Doesn't matter. I'm going to make it flat using a straight line. I'm going to pick the bottom of that, my first line, my curvy line, and go straight over to the center point. Always work off of your center point with projects like this because it helps simplify everything. There we go. Now you can go up a little bit, but I'm going to do the same. Repeat that line straight over back to the center line again. And now I'm going to draw a line between those to connect them. Now, right now, it's not showing it as closed because I need to close the top also. Top here, I'm just going to draw a straight line again, point to point. Oops. How did I mess that up? Oop, there we go. So now it went light blue. It's a closed sketch. That's it. We can always add something more to it later, but that's all I want right now. There we are. And now I'm going to use the tool called Revolve. This takes a profile and spins it around. Revolve, that profile, go back to the toolbox. I need to select the axis, the line that it's revolving around. In this case, the axis is either the side of that box I just made, or the first one I made, or it's the z-axis, the blue line. Spins around, instant vessel. Or spittoon. Yeah, that too. That's totally what it is.
I might have to try that.
Now we can make curves, things like that. Maybe use like the fillet tool to curve like corners here or the face. Sure, whatever. Let's try, I don't know, 1 millimeter fillet. All right. Now the default color is this semi-gloss steel color. And there we go. That's just, all right, made a little curvy thing. I'm going to save. Vessel round. The one other thing I want to make sure to throw in, a drain hole. Let's go to the bottom. I'm going to create another sketch. This time, you can actually select the bottom or that plane because they're one and the same. And in this case, you could either draw like a circle and a hole right in the middle, let's say right there, or I could draw, say, a circle, I don't know, somewhere out here. And one of the tools we're going to be using with this project is the circle pattern. Because what I'm going to do is I can create the circle pattern. So this is already built up on mine, but you go to create circle pattern. I want to select that circle that I just made, the one off center. On the toolbox, what's my center point? The center. And now you can make as many or as few circles equally spaced out. We'll just go with 3. Let's keep it simple. Hit enter. There we go. Really straightforward. Circle tool is very powerful. Hit OK. I'm going to use extrude to cut up through. So the same tool we already used, extrude. I'm going to select those individual circles and just drag it straight up. See how it goes red? Instant drain holes. Or what I could do instead is if you say made this a bit more complex than you meant to, just use extrude on one. So let's say we cut up through there because I wanted to add like things like, I don't know, like fillets or chamfers or yada, 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 something like that. So let's just say, I don't know, what did I say, 0.5? All right. So now I've got features, things like that into that one. But rather than having to go back and make all those over and over and over, let's just finish one hole, go to create, down to pattern, circle pattern, and let's make a pattern of the completed set. So in this case, I have to go to object type features. It's a feature because it's the whole feature. Feature of the whole thing. Make sure you select all the faces, and now it's the exact same thing. My axis, once again, that blue line, but now it makes as many or as few of the completed feature. Either one works, no difference whatsoever, but it's just that way. Like I said, you want to let the program do the work, then let the program do the work. And that is the basics of this. You can add so much to this. Same thing goes for, and we got to go. Same thing goes for creating the drip tray. I can create another sketch. Let's just draw a straight line. You do not have to have them touching. I'm going to draw a straight line and then like a bit of a curvy line again. Whatever. Great. Offset tool. Drag it downward again. Let's say -3. Do exactly what I just did. Close it up with a couple of lines. Done. Finish sketch. Let's revolve that. There you go. Exact same thing again. Bam. Instant drip tray. So we're going to expand on this stuff later, but I wanted to show you the basics so you can play with this in your own time. We will show... What's that? Great. So this is the really simple one. We'll explore this later next time, but I wanted to show you the basics so you can be experimenting with this later. Beyond that, we're going to shut down and head over.